And go live. So good evening everyone and welcome to tonight's live stream of our homebrew D&D campaign, The Darkness of Amon'Gul, a high fantasy campaign set in the continent of Creydor. We are the Conduits of Chaos, a bunch of D&D and gaming enthusiasts from Wales, and in tonight's episode we'll rejoin our adventurers in the town of Ironwater on the eastern edges of Ironwater Lake, which has just been the subject of a bugbear and goblin raid. But before we crack into tonight's action and a recap of last session, just a quick thank you as always to our supporters. If you are new to the channel or just tuning in, please check out all of our past episodes, all available on our Twitch and YouTube channels. Links are all in the channel description, and if you do like what you see, please do hit that subscribe button while you are there. We are down one or two again tonight, but we are rejoined by Cathbad this week. Welcome back, Cathbad. And there was only 3 of you in the last session, but I thought it was a fantastic RP session, having watched it back, and a lot of ground covered. So we'll head over to the table and just see how everyone's doing. How are we all?
Yeah, really
Wonderful.
good. Like we're gonna get on a boat today, and we're gonna go upriver, and I bet we won't get off the boat today.
You never know, you could fall in.
Oh, I'm an excellent swimmer, so it's fine.
I've got faith. I think we at least, get on the boat, get on really well with Captain Althea Stormborn. Yep. She seemed like a lovely person.
Yeah, from the brief interaction that you had with her. Yeah, I mean, we all shopped out as well. There was a lot of shopping in the last session.
I don't think you can ever be shopped out. Shopping is now my favorite thing to do in D&D.
Yeah, I've got to pick up the spices so that we can have the cooking not be terrible on the road, right?
Yeah, you picked up the spices, didn't you?
Yeah,
picked up,
I think you already picked those up because you picked up a smoke bomb.
Blasting powder.
Yeah, Cathbad. Wow, forgetting names now, character names. Novak picked up a smoke bomb, right?
Oh yes.
Good.
Yes.
Forgot
So-
about that.
I guess with that then, we're already starting to get into the recap. I may as well just jump straight in and remind you all of what happened in the last session. So, at the start of the last session, you found yourselves in Ironwater Village, having just had a heated confrontation with the village guards, following a bugbear raid on the town. Didn't help that one of you was a bugbear. After all was resolved, though, you were taken to the guild hall where you met the local guild leader in the town, Lotus Hardgut, and exchanged some pleasantries and stories of your travels over some ale. And this is where Lovak and Grizz, having found out 2 goblins were captured during the raid, continued their interrogation to uncover information about why they had raided the town. So we started the session rejoining the group where you managed to uncover that the raiders were looking for weapons to fight some strange creatures, shadow-like creatures in fact, that had dispersed their camps in the goblin ranges. After some persuasion, or intimidation rather, they also offered to guide you to the location of the forward camp located in the Iron Hills. Returning this information to the group and following further rendition of Drent the Dragon Slayer's popular song, you began to discuss your plans to head to the camp in the hills. Should you replace the leader, arm them, buy them off, or simply just go and find out more? But with some ideas hatched, you then agreed obtaining a boat to travel up the Rusty River to the north would perhaps help you flank or catch or approach the camp unaware. So Lotus agreed to pull in some favours to help you at the docks, but not before a good night's sleep and a long rest. But before heading off to sleep, however, Drent took the opportunity to message Olga with his sending spell, where he received the response back: Dark cannot see. Mention being taken to Black Worm. Their magic unnatural of the gods. Find ancient priest texts in Kendif Library. Grizz's order will know. So the next day you awoke and had some breakfast where you discussed a few things, particularly what Drent had heard, and also shared knowledge of the great library in Kendif and tales of ancient texts being transferred there following the great uprising. You also heard some intrigue regarding the farmlands to the north, struggling to grow produce, with the land turning barren, with early reports even mentioning that the edges of the wild boar and forest of rebirth had started to die and decay. And of course you also heard that the nearby region of the Plague Lands, where you had travelled to earlier in the campaign, had even started to regenerate, revealing the once ancient ruins of the city of Digdarum. And this is where Lotus handed you a new map. So with breakfast over, you headed out to explore the town and do some shopping. Firstly, you headed to the local blacksmith, the Golden Axe, famed for its craftsmanship of magical items, and renowned blacksmith Gorn Steelbeard himself. And as you headed in, you were greeted by a busy Gorn in the middle of smelting some ore, but quickly got into a conversation about what you were looking for and discussed some ideas, which I know we've all discussed separately off stream. You managed to strike up some great rapport and even got discounted deals after showing him some of the magical items you'd acquired on your journey, including the large jacinth crystals and the items crafted by Boar himself. So with your orders in, you headed to the nearby general store, where you were greeted by a friendly storekeeper, Thera Ironheart. Grizz picked up some spices for Broderson, along with a number of healing potions, I think it was around 200 gold's worth, and also some vials of a blasting powder, but which Thera was going to source from the Miners Guild, if you remember. And Lovac also picked up some smoke bombs. I think you got 3 for 50 gold. And following your visit to the store, you headed down to the docks to source your boat. And as you made your way down the hill, you saw 3 merchant vessels in the bay. Drent stopped a local swashbuckling dwarf, who told you to look for a dwarf named Barlin, the local dockmaster. So as you made your way down, Grizz shouted out Balin's name, and that's where you met an older but hardy dwarf, coordinating the loading of stores onto the larger of the merchant ships. And after some conversation, you found out that Lotus had already sorted payment and that you would be travelling on one of the vessels owned by Captain Althea, heading towards Caldern. The other vessel in the bay was heading off towards Kendif. And as Barlin shouted out her name, that's where you caught a brief glimpse of Althea herself, a statuesque lady with green eyes, braided hair, wearing a brown leather jacket, white shirt and black leather trousers. Very swashbuckling. Seemingly busy, however, she told you the Golden Gull was leaving in the morning and not to be late, and swiftly carried on with her duties. So a very brief encounter, but that's where we'll pick up this week's session. So following your arrival in Ironwater and having done some shopping, you find yourselves at the docks, having just had a brief encounter with Captain Althea. It's around mid-morning and the sun is shining, mirroring and reflecting the grandeur of the Goblin Ranges onto the lake ahead of you. A subtle breeze blows past you as Barlin speaks out. "Ha! That's Althea for you, but at least you're in good hands. Nobody knows the route up to Caldern better than her. What are you guys up to now for the rest of your trip?"
Well, we've done all our shopping, right? We can't go anywhere till the morning. I mean, what do people usually do around here for entertainment, you know? Are there any, operas, theatres, that kind of thing? That's usually what we do when we're about.
Well, if you're looking for something to do while you wait, you can help us load the ships.
Oh, we'll find something to do. It'll be fine. Don't worry.
Oh well, can't blame a dwarf for trying. There's a couple of the inns around. Perhaps one of those. The liveliest is the Rusty Hook just down by here. This way you get the more real people.
How do we feel about real people, everyone?
Preferable to loading up ships.
Lovak, you comfortable with real people?
You guys are real people, right?
I don't know.
Half the time I am.
Yeah, Cathbert sometimes isn't. Drent I've got no idea about, and the less said about Brodusson the better.
I'm sure it'll be fine.
It's probably going to be a while until we get a chance to take some time out again, right? We've been on the go for so long. I'm not going to object to just sitting in an inn for a few hours. And besides, things usually have a way of finding us, right?
Mhm. Isn't that the truth? Let's do it.
What about Olga?
I don't think she'll be able to join us, Lovak.
Did we decide on rescuing her or not?
Didn't we give a message to via Scomron to? Was that included in the message we gave to Scomron or not? Am I getting mixed up here, Trent?
No, I spoke to Scomron the night before last, and then I spoke to Olga last night.
Wasn't
So I
it
haven't
to
had a
do
chance
with...
to tell Scomron, but we could tell the Guild Hall representative, and then he could pass a message on to Scomron.
Be right back.
Didn't we talk to Scomron when we saw the explosion from Kendif when we landed in the lake? Was that when we passed that on?
Yeah.
We were,
So I spoke to Scomron when we was on the lake.
yeah, because we
Okay.
saw the explosion. We were like, well, we're going the other way, so can you send someone? But just out of interest, Olga's message was to check the library in Kendif, but how do we know that still exists? We don't know where that explosion was, or do we?
No, not at the moment.
I'm still troubled by that from Kendef, but I think we need to stick to our plan for now, obviously.
I could contact Scomron again and see if he could look into the text. I'll try and find something from the text.
It might be worth doing, because we can't be everywhere, but if he's already sending the guild to Kendif to investigate, and then we've got a separate message from Olga to say, to check the library, was it?
Yeah, check out the library.
Then maybe that's something we can pass on.
Yeah, tell him Grizz says hi.
We've been around the guild long enough now. We've got seniority. We can delegate our quests to the others.
Well, if you don't want me to do it magically, we could just send someone from the guild hall, right? Where it was trying to find.
Or we could send a
address
message.
in my notes.
We could send a messenger on one of the boats going to Kendif, right?
I think it would need to be a guild representative because Scomron warned us that there's been infiltration at the highest level, so you'd imagine there's half a chance that anyone could be a traitor around here.
Oh, yeah, okay, that makes sense, yeah.
Also, Drent, do you want to give me a history check, please?
Oh, sure. Pig 8.
8. Yeah, you... As you're talking to Cathbad, you vaguely remember mention of Boar's Temple.
Oh yeah, yeah. Sorry, there was a big thing to Boar yesterday, wasn't it? Like Boar's Day or whatever. I called it Boar's Day, but there was a big celebration in Boar's honor yesterday, wasn't it?
Sounds riveting.
Yeah. Mike, what was the name of the message runner that came into the guild hall and told us that was what had happened? Because I'm trying to find it in my notes. because I can't find his name. And I know I wrote it down.
I can look it up.
Because I was just thinking, since he came to give us the information, if we did want to go to Scotland and tell him about that we need to find a text from Grace's order in the library in Kendif, maybe he'd be the right person to send. Or I can just message Scotland, assume he's not, fighting.
Even if he is fighting, you can still message him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, in my notes.
Creydor. His name's Creydor. I found it.
Creydor. Yeah, I was about to say it's something I made up on the spot. So
It literally wrote down Creydor runs in news.
in my notes, it's the dwarf bringing news.
Yeah, it literally had explosion at Temple of Boar in the city centre.
Okay, so his name's what?
Creydor.
Creydor.
I reckon you've
Original.
a really large TV series thing, and it's close to that.
Oh, right.
Should we go decide these things at the inn?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
What was the name of the other inn just before we go? Because, well, if we don't like the Rusty Hook, it sounds a bit rough.
Well,
Iron Pick Inn, was it?
there's three. There's the Hammer and Pick, the Miner's Rest, but unless you're a miner, they don't really like you in there. So this is where the majority of the normal folk come. The Rusty Hook.
Thank you very much. You've been very informative for somebody who's got a lot of crates to move.
I'm too old to be moving crates. Hey, come on, speed up, as he points over to... We gotta get this vessel loaded. It's departing in half an hour.
Our vessel isn't leaving until tomorrow morning, right?
Correct.
Sweet.
So this is the one being loaded to go to Kendif.
We see if Creydor could send a message to Scotland, or do you just think I should just do it now so we know it goes straight to him?
I mean, if you can do
take a
it,
rest,
and then
can you?
yeah, if you're gonna sleep soonish, right?
Mid-morning, but close enough. I'm not that worried.
I mean, you'll have an
minutes to write down.
afternoon.
Yeah, I'll just take a couple of minutes to write down what I need to send him and tell him them, so I don't balls it up.
Is it sending?
Yeah.
So you're gonna want a response back.
Yes, please. That's why I picked it. It's literally why I took it.
Cathbad, we never use your pigeon messaging these days, do we?
Well, this is a bit more efficient, I feel like. And I never know what wildlife is in the area.
Oh, it would definitely be a rust monster, I reckon. Yeah, I reckon you could find a rust monster. Good.
Yeah, the name of the inn is a bit too close to the bone.
Mike, so that I'm somewhere near the right thing here, because obviously Drent remembers, but Ryan doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
What information are we meant to be looking for in the sacred text? Was it a way of finding Olga, or was it something to do with the shadow magic that Olga would mentioned?
Because it was sending and you only had 25 words, it was very hard for you to completely probably decipher what that response is. I mean, if I write it out to you in the channel...
I know what her message was. I'm literally reading it right now, but I just couldn't remember which one it was. Or do you just need me to figure it out myself?
Yeah, I mean, it's up to you how you interpret it.
Yeah. Okay, I'll just go with what I think then. Cheers. You guys might want to carry on.
Okay, yeah.
I'll follow you guys while I prepare for it.
Okay, so Lovac, is this going to be a difficult mission for you with all the the bugbear and goblins we're going to be running up against fairly soon?
Goblins should be fine. It's just the bugbears and hobgoblins. They're the tricky ones. Hobgoblins are smarter than they look.
Well, are they scarier than a dragon or like some sorts of things from another elemental plane that we've fought?
Definitely not. Very good point. They probably, we'll step on like frogs, I think.
I've never stepped on a frog.
Oh, really?
I imagine it'd be quite messy and,
The juice between the toes is quite a feeling.
Yeah, okay, well, I'll take your word for that, Novak.
One day.
Cathbad a 30 years. Yeah,
Yeah.
won't be here with us.
Oh, yes. Sorry, Casper.
I better make sure never to transfigure myself into a toad or a frog, just in case one of you is not watching where you step in. But Lovac, you showed that other bugbear who was boss in that dungeon, so I feel like, if we're going to go up against bugbears with anyone.
Yes, my old clan leader is something else, I must say. His name is a catchy one. They'd never forget it.
Groupan?
That's it, Groupan. You told you it's catchy.
Yeah, because it sounds like Groupon, doesn't it? Yeah. So
Indeed.
yeah. I was more thinking about how difficult it would be emotionally to go back to something you've left behind like this,
I left for a very good reason, so I have no intention of returning and making it a home again. Especially with Groupan still being there. They follow an evil god.
Well, all this chat sounds like the kind of chat we should be having over a beer in an inn, so should we, go get ourselves settled in there?
Great idea. Just give me 6 seconds.
Very precise there, Drain. Appreciate it.
And I would like to cast Send In to Scumrun.
Okay.
Yeah? It's received information from Olga regarding Blackworm. Information in secret text at Library of Grizz's Order. Either the unnatural magic they use or their location.
Ooh.
And I've ballsed that up.
How have you ballsed that up?
Okay, I didn't say the information bit, and I'm gonna write instead Kendif, because otherwise I didn't write Kendif.
So, can you repeat it again, sorry?
Yep. Info from Olga regarding Blackworm in secret text at Library of Grizz's Order, Kendif, either the unnatural magic they use or their location. And I hope that's less than 25. If you want me to count it over.
No, I'm not too fussed about that. It's more making sure I provide you a response.
Yeah. I'll put it in the chat as well, mate, so you can see it properly.
I just make sure mine's 25. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
can add on my arse on the end. 'Cause I'm like,
You should have so it adds down automatically like an email signature, you know?
yeah.
So, yeah, in a moment, then he's got quite a hurriedness to his voice. Because we discussed this, we don't know, could feel the emotion, but we're imagining as they're saying it. So, we'll investigate. Order is secretive. Feel am being watched. We'll have to take precautions, but have contacts. Continue your journey. We'll send word. Flaming ass.
Do you have a curry last night?
I would like to relay that to the party and say, Chris, I didn't realize your order was so secretive.
Well, you wouldn't guess it from how open and, you know, like an open book I am, right? But
That's exactly what I thought.
it's more that they're kind of slow to trust people than secretive, right? You know, it's you know, once you're in, you're in.
It's an old people thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a we have a base of operations on the edge of where society ends right now thing, I think, more than anything else.
Just gonna change where I put something in there then, and I'll paste it into the text.
Is it flaming ass?
No, it's just the order of where I put it. Just so it's more clear.
If he needs context, he should just say what I said earlier. To say the Grizz sent him. Everyone will know, and it'll definitely make them warm to him. 100% guaranteed.
I really want to say like insight check, but even just the way you just say it just makes Trent just completely not believe it, no matter what. I think part of Trent is starting to think that Grizz was sent out on like a fool's errand to get him out of there.
Let's just say they didn't necessarily expect me to stay in the monastery for my entire life like some people do.
I can see that.
You know, I like being out here with you lot.
And we like having you, Grizz. Plus, we would never be heroes without you.
Yeah, I mean, you know, we all have our moments, Trent, right?
That's right.
Right, so how about we hit this inn and see if we can find out a bit more about this town while sipping a cold beer.
Sounds good.
Cool. So heading to the inn.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool. So as you start to head off towards the inn, Barlin just shouts, "Ah! Tell Wilfreda I sent ya." As he waves goodbye.
I'm not telling Wilfred or anything, so one of you lot can do that.
Do you think it'd be funny to send Lovak in first and see what happens, since the guards were so discriminative against him in the first place?
I don't think that's.
Or maybe he sends us in chains first. You know?
I don't think that's a chance we want to be taking right now. Unless Lovak wants to, obviously, then go for it, Lovak. But I don't think it's a sensible thing to do.
You don't want a bar fight while we have this much time to ourselves? Chill out.
No. I don't think we're a bar fighting group as a rule, are we? You know, I think if we come across trouble, we hit it head on, but we don't like just create, you know, petty disturbances.
No, I'm only joking, Bruce.
Okay. I just want to have a beer. We haven't had a chance to sit down and have a beer for a long time, really, if we, you know.
No.
Probably because we were put off beer by all its weird magical transforming beers they have in these parts. But
Thank you for the reminder on that. Let's make sure we ask the name of the beer properly before we drink it. Oh, we've got a local beer. It turns your hair into geese.
That would be quite annoying.
It would be very annoying.
Maybe we should have a tester each time we have a new drink.
yeah.
I'm thinking because we're such important people now, we should start having an entourage that we take along to do these sorts of things, right? You know, like our food testers and beer testers and the people who keep watch for us while we sleep.
But that's why Broderson's here, right?
That's what I was going to say. Yeah, if it's anyone.
You
Yeah.
look around and Broderson's not there.
Oh no, it's not this again.
Foraging.
If that's what, yeah. He's done it a couple of times now. When we were in the other plane and he went off on his own, right? And I still don't know what happened then.
We'll have to ask him when he gets back. Because for someone who walks around in a chef's outfit, it's really difficult to find.
Yeah, I didn't think they trained you on like sneaking around in chef school, right? But they must do because he's just a chef, isn't he? You know, so it's really strange he's got these skills.
Did he go to chef school, or is he a bit more of a school of hard knocks?
Cooking school of hard knocks,
Yeah.
and not chef university.
You have me thinking now of the chef out of Paddington when he goes to prison.
Oh yeah. Something like that. It's not a million miles away. Yeah, he earned his degree on the streets.
Yeah.
Well, if you spot Burleson, you know, let's make sure we call him out, right?
If he's around here somewhere. It's not the biggest town, is it? He should be somewhere nearby, but I guess we'll just leave him to it for now.
It's quite
Yeah.
a large town. Plenty of places to hide.
Big enough for him to get lost.
Great. So you head into the inn.
Yeah.
Great. So it's probably only about 100 to 150 meters from where you are, and you can see it quite easily as Balin pointed you in the direction. So as you make your way across the sort of wooden docks back onto the main, back onto the shores, I guess, and then back onto the city sort of roads. You come to a large stone building that sits on the edge of Ironwater Lake. The exterior is decorated with intricate carvings of dwarven runes, and the door is made of a heavy oak with iron hinges and locks, with funny enough, a rusty hook hanging off a sign just above the door. And as you walk in,
What was it called before the sign rusted and there was a hook? Then, is there anything that kind of gives any clues to what the pub was called before?
give me a perception check, please.
Shithole.
Perception. 13.
Shiny hook.
As you look up, you can see some etchings of actually it's runes. Do you know Dwarven?
I do, yes. Dwarvish, I know, yeah,
Dwarvish,
Dwarvish, yeah.
And you can see it as like a scribbled out name that perhaps was the previous pub name, and it's called the Drunken Kraken.
Nice. Yeah, okay, cool. Yeah, this place will be okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So are you headed in?
Yeah, I'm feeling better about this pub now.
Who's going in first?
Do you go, Chris?
Not Novak.
I'll go in first because I now feel more confident about this place.
Yeah, I'm right behind you. It's fine.
Cool. So
Okay.
as you start to head in, yeah, it seems to have quite a rustic and homely inside to it. You instantly see that the walls are adorned with all sorts of hunting and fishing trophies. There's weapons, there's dwarven artwork, and it all gives a sort of rustic and homely feel. The bar is made of a polished wood, and behind you can see it seems well stocked with ale and spirits from across the dwarven lands, and perhaps even beyond. As you sort of walk through the door, you can see, as you get a better glimpse of the room, that it isn't actually too busy. There's probably about 10 or so people in there. Bear in mind it's early on in the day. You are just approaching, I guess, midday by the time you finish down at the docks. So yeah, there is one person. In fact, Drent. Actually, you were all there. So yeah, you notice the individual that you'd encountered on the way to Berlin, in there drinking quite merrily, having just gone to the bar with the gold pieces, bought like 10 ales for everybody in the bar. And he turns around and he looks, Drent! Nice to see you again. This is you? This is you. And you can see he's quite drunk.
You're welcome. I hope you're not serving on the ship tomorrow when we set sail, though. If you're in that state.
No, I'm probably not on your one. I'm on the Golden Gull.
Oh, fantastic. Oh.
Hey, you're on the Golden Gull too?
We're on the Golden Gull.
Come have a drink.
I'll tell you what, have another round on me, and I'll check him another gold.
Oh, you're just so kind, Drent. Yeah, come have a drink. Drent.
Yep.
Drent. As he points towards the ale.
No way.
Drent? Drent the Dragon Slayer? Drent the Dragon Slayer ale?
Well,
Oh my god, I do actually walk over and have a look. I don't know if they do pumps with names of ales on, but...
And you can see, yeah, there is like a pump, and it's a very crudely drawn image that looks nothing like you. But a person, a human playing a lute.
Oh yeah.
With and he's standing on a dragon with the lute on the dragon's head.
I'm gonna turn around and say, look guys, we're famous.
Wow.
yeah, we're famous. Yeah.
Everyone, we got celebrities in the house. Drent.
Word spreads fast in Creydor.
Oh, maybe we'll get another verse of the song today.
I'm going to put 10 gold on the bar, give it to the barkeep, and say buy them all a few drinks today. I think they deserve that. I'm running out of gold.
As you meet one of the barkeeps, so you can see there's another person running around, but you meet Grimgar. You introduce yourself. Hi, welcome in here. I can't believe we have Drent in the house, the famous dragon slayer. Amazing. Can I get an artistic drawing to put on the wall, please? With your signature?
Yeah, I've got a few hours spare. I'll give it a whirl. I'm not much of an artist, though.
You look nothing like your picture on the tap. Just saying.
I don't know. I think the one on the tap looks more handsome.
Aye. I'm only joking with you. Yeah, come on in. Drinks for everyone, courtesy of Drent. As everybody just like lifts their glasses up. Yeah, Drent, the hero of might.
Nice.
And they all just start smashing their glasses around in delight, and you've really created a vibe. Welcome, Vanguards. Come on in, make yourselves at home. Yeah, so like Grimgar though, that you see the barkeep that you've just met, he's a sort of gruff and sort of tough looking dwarf with a nice thick beard, and he's got piercing blue eyes, but yeah, he seems very welcoming and enjoying your presence. So what can I get for you?
What is the name of that ale again? Sorry.
Drent the Dragon Slayer Ale.
That's what it's called. Okay, I'll get 4 of those, please. That's what it's for.
Aye. All right. I'll get you the nicer batch. I just had some fresh ones in.
This Dragon Slayer ale is just standard ale, right? It doesn't do anything weird.
Maybe it helps you kill dragons, Chris.
Well, it does give you a brief boost of strength and energy, but it can make you a little bit dizzy. It depends on what you drink.
I'm just gonna stick to a half.
Well,
Just to be safe.
any ale that's got Drent's name attached to it, I'm willing to trust. So, I'm in.
Aye, well, there's plenty here. We've got some shadow root tea if you don't want alcohol. We've got dwarven whiskey. We've got bloodberry juice. We've got elven wine. We've even got some spicy mead and some dwarven ale, just the standard craft.
Drent the Dragon Slayer all around.
Yep. How much does 4 pints cost me, Mike? I do not get Kath by the half. You'd have to just drink half.
For you, Drent,
I'll make do.
it's free.
Whoosh.
Oh,
That's what I like to hear.
I take mine in gallons.
You can have a half of mine if
Hey.
you want Novak.
You may be a bugbear, and a scary one at that. Such sharp teeth you have. But I'm not afraid of no bugbear, and I know who you are. I've heard stories of you. One of the militia came in here talking about you. That's why you can probably see that none of these lot are running away. You must be Lovak.
The one and only.
Alright, give us a fist bump.
Boop. I don't hold back.
Alright. Well, caught me on the knuckles then. Aye. That's some strength you got there.
This ale will give me more, I'm sure.
Aye, I might have to have one myself. And as he says, I got something for you. And he leans down and he brings up like a mini keg. I was like, here you go. And here's the tap to go in it. Have this there,
Wow.
Lovak.
Yeah, my teeth are on display again, but this is a smile. I do a nice nod.
Just
Thank
watch. You'll get some super strength after drinking that. But yeah, the more you drink, the dizzier you're going to get.
Nice.
Alright? All right then. Can I get you any food?
What's the
Yeah.
local
Lunchtime, yeah.
delicacy?
Yeah, it's got to be lunchtime.
Well, there's some roast boar leg from the wild boar forest. It's honey glazed with some baked apples. We got some dwarven style meat pie, filled with spiced beef and root vegetables. Got some murky trout from the lake. The wife Wilfreda does it very nice with a sort of lemon butter and garlic mashed potato. Oh, it's to die for. That's why you have a belly like mine. And there's a hearty beef stew with some vegetables. We got some garlic roast poultry. Some. If you don't like the meat, don't trust you if you don't like meat. But there's a vegetarian shepherd's pie with lentils, carrots, and mashed cauliflower. Is slightly more expensive because lentils are becoming harder to get hold of. And if you fancy a bit of dessert, some warm apple cobbler.
I'll try this pie that you mentioned. It's a funny name, isn't it? Pie.
Boar leg for me, please.
I'll try that lentil pie, please. Lentil shepherd's pie.
Not the lentil one for the back.
Yeah, I'll have the boar leg too, thank you.
This
So
lentil
that's-
shepherd's pie is probably the most hearty thing I've eaten in this whole expedition. Other than a few
I wish
tried.
Brodus, I wish Brodus were around so he could kind of witness some actual cooking. I think he'd really enjoy that.
Do you think he'd feel like he'd learnt from it, or do you think he'd feel put out?
I don't know. Hard to read with Brodus, right?
Ask for the recipe.
Good idea.
I don't think Wilfreda will give away special recipes. We're famous for our food around here. Better than the other end.
Well, in
Alright.
that case, let's just enjoy it while we can, right?
Alright then, that's 2 roasted boar legs, 1 meat pie, and 1 vegetarian shepherd's pie coming up. Wilfreda, we got some food orders! As you see her scuttling from around the corner, and you see a sort of, she's not a dwarf, she's a friendly, middle-aged woman. And she seems to have rosy cheeks. She's very short, but with a round belly. And she comes along and says, "Oh, hey, all right, darling. I'll get the food on. Give me the ticket." And she's like, "Oh, hi there." And she takes the ticket and she scuttles off back to do some food. "I'll come help you now, love." He puts your drinks on the bar and make yourselves at home.
How much did the pie set me back? We paid for it, so we're paying for it afterwards.
There's no cost.
Ah,
Make yourselves at home.
I forgot. Thank you.
Does this mean I have to be on my best behavior now because of all this, like, getting treated like part of the family? No cost, great food, great company. I'm gonna have to behave myself, right?
That's a good idea, Grizz.
Okay.
Until you're ready to fight them all.
I'm not gonna fight them all.
Only if it's bad food, is it?
It's nice to be in an inn for once.
Funny enough, I was actually wondering if we should get rooms here and have a bit more of a comfortable night's sleep. The guild halls aren't terrible, but they're not exactly fine sleeping way, is it?
Yeah, and Lovak always gets the best room whenever we're in the guild hall.
It was
Oh,
a pillow. I had a
yeah.
pillow. That's
My
nice.
pillow was really comfy though, I must admit.
Hmm.
Not sure what it was made of, but it's really nice.
Did you
Not-
try and eat it?
It wasn't hay, no.
It's not a bad idea to get a room here. And if we can, yeah, why not?
Ask to see their pillows, and we can compare. What? Is that a bad question?
It's not a bad question. It's just that they wouldn't be expecting it, Lovek, if that makes sense, right? You know, they'd be a bit like, okay.
How
And
do
they'd
you
be
know
like,
if it's better or not then?
I don't know. I mean, you're not wrong.
Maybe some sort of pillow rating or something.
Maybe when you retire from adventuring, you could start down and create a book and, you know.
Like, rate it like 5 out of 5 pillows or something. Good idea.
Yeah.
Why do I sense like a Lovak travel guide coming in?
Yeah. It'd be alright. I'd read it. If Lovak had a blog, you know.
One day, maybe.
Yeah. Well, have we taken care of everything we need to before we leave this town? Are we forgetting anything? I mean, we've thought about things beyond where we are right now, like thinking about Olga and getting in touch with Skarmoron. So thanks, Trent, for doing that. But is there anything else we need to do while we have this rare moment of respite before we hit the waters?
Could go through all our magic items and see which ones we aren't using at the moment, and see which could be used by others. But
Okay. I'll pull out a whip. Whip of the Golden Sands. Not using it. Any takers?
What makes it special, Lover?
I'm looking for the button. There you go. Who can use this? Properties, finesse and reach. Does it say on that? It requires attunement as well. By a true. It's not finished, but you go be a true. What that means.
I'm a true. I come from a long family line of trues.
Oh, maybe one for you. Reach is 15.
Okay. I have an item that I haven't really used. If anyone else is,
I wonder if Broderson would
You
use
see?
that whip, because he likes throwing his meat cleaver, right? If he uses a whip, he can use the whip instead of throwing the cleaver if it's gonna reach him 15 feet. Maybe we
Yeah.
should keep that for him.
Damage 1d4 plus 5. Slashing, finesse, and reach.
It's bound to be better than that crappy old meat cleaver he's been using, right? That he's using to chop up our dinner for.
Sneak attack will still work on that as well, right? So it's finesse.
There's probably a reason why you're not using it, because I think it's meant to be by a true believer.
I've just shown an item that I have,
Same. Sorry, I'm fistuled.
and I'm looking at it, and I probably should use it more than I do use it.
Your
Yeah.
ones are pretty good.
Those rapids are actually insane. What does a restrained condition do?
So they can restrained is they can't move, right? They can't like they can't move, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, 0 speed.
Yeah.
0 speed and attack rolls against have advantage, and their attacks have disadvantage, and they have disadvantage on dexterity saving throws.
So if anybody thinks of a time when I should be using that and I'm not, just shout out Rappins. I'll use it.
Can I do that as a bonus action?
Do some rapids.
Yeah.
That is so good.
The fact it can heal you as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of like, kind of spoilt when it comes to items, right? So,
Yeah, likewise, I've got Boar's Stone, which was the I remember I used it a few sessions ago, but before I replaced it with the new gauntlets. So I don't know if anyone else wants to use that one. It's available. It's the only thing I've got that needs attunement that someone else could possibly use.
I do remember you had some bands of some kind as well, right? Whatever happened to them?
I didn't have bands. Was that Lovac?
I think I gave it to someone.
Yeah.
Oh. I don't have them.
Okay, well.
Maybe.
The Boar's Stone is interesting because you could give it to someone that couldn't cast magic, and if they could attune with it, and then me or Lovac could put spells into it, and then they could cast spells from it.
I have a slot for attunement still.
It would need to be the non-magic user to attune to it, wouldn't it? For them to be able to use it.
I mean, yeah, you're only getting the spells we have anyway, but I guess it's an extra angle or use or slot, basically, isn't it?
Yeah, for them. For instance, if we had a really good spell, which I haven't even looked at mine.
But do we have to use up a spell slot to put the spell in the stone? Or just use an action?
Yeah, no, it's a spell slot, but when you rest, it stays in there, right? So if we put it in now, then tomorrow...
Yeah, like before you sleep or something like that.
Okay.
Anyone do invisibility or something like that?
Yep.
Yeah, I can do Pass Without Trace.
Yep. The spell that I cast on a large area that dazes enemies for a long period of time, I could do as well. Hypnotic pattern.
Sure. Do you want to do that then, Lovac? Do you want to take this and we'll put some spells in it now?
Yeah, I'm happy to do that if Grizz doesn't mind.
No, I'm happy. I've got everything I could possibly want, and that's as it should be with me, though, because I'm used to that kind of lifestyle. So
I'll give you the name of the item so you can add it because it's a custom one.
Sure. Ball Stone, is it?
Yeah. So it's called. Hang on. I'll put it in Discord.
Come up as a
Ironstone
boar
of
or
Reserve.
Oh, right, okay. It's just retitled. Okay.
Yeah, it's just.
Oh, okay.
It's in Discord, but yeah, it's called Boar Stone.
Nice one.
So I'll just take it out of my inventory and add it when you want it.
So it can store up to 3 levels worth of spells, so you can put either like a level 3 in or 3 level 1s as an example.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So you could have more utility with level 1 spells.
Yeah.
Yeah. I for instance, I have just going for the quick ones I have. I've got Disguise Self, which is a nice one, especially you being a bugbear. And would probably get you through seeing the well be in trouble. Gift of Alacrity gives you plus 1d8 to your initiative. So that's sometimes pretty good, yeah.
These level 1 spells, by the way.
Yeah, these are level 1 spells, so they're
Sweet.
really interesting ones. Level 2 I got Invisibility. It's probably the main one
you know.
My level 1s are like animal friendship, speak to animals. So, or there's some healing ones, or I've got Bane now as well.
Oh, Bane's a really good shout for stone, right? Like 1d4 from, is it their AC or something?
Yeah,
that's really good. Imagine that
subtract
on
the
the boss.
D4 from their attack or saving throw.
Oh, yeah.
Do you wanna? Should we do that then? Should we do Bane plus your 2?
I just think let Lovak have a think and
Yeah.
look through our character sheets. We can pick what he wants.
Yeah, we can do it another time anyway, can't we? If you want.
Oh, just do it tonight before we go, right?
As Lovak, you know, you'd just take on your advice. So happy to do that.
Bane's a really good one.
All right, I will use Bane now. Let's do it.
Yeah, if you look at the end of it as well, it takes the spell DC saves and stuff of the person casting it, the person who cast the spell into it. So it's not as
really
even
good.
if like Lovak gets disadvantaged by it because his spell modifier would be rubbish. So yeah.
Allowed to attune to this now in the pub.
We've got all day.
Sure.
Yeah, you're drinking, chilling, take a couple of hours if that's what you're planning to do. You can. I'll let you try.
Yeah. I will spend the spell slots as well. I'll put one disguise self and one gift of alacrity in there as well, just so that he has the options and he can figure it out as we go along.
I can't add spells nightly.
You can put it in the customization, maybe. That's just in the notes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what bonuses does it pass on? So my spell attack modifier.
Everything from you. Your attack bonus, your spell casting ability, and your spell save.
DC.
I'll sort that out offline then. Yeah.
I'll just paste it in Discord. You can go for it whenever.
Nice one, guys. It's a good shout, actually.
Anything else? You sharing? Has anybody else got anything else?
No, that was a good shout to be honest, because I did, you know, there's no point in me hoarding those things, not using them. So the stone's a good one to pass on.
I'll keep the whip for now because Gav's not here to add it to Broderson's. We'll do that in the future.
Other than that, what are your clan like, Lovak? What are they like as people? Are we expecting to find everyone heavily armed and armored, or are they going to be mostly tense with non-combatants and children?
Usually very ready for a fight and have a lot of weapons, but I think the goblin we interrogated said that they're lacking in weapons at the moment, and that's why they raided Ironwater. So I guess they've snapped all the weapons, or they need repairing or something.
It doesn't seem like the diplomatic approach is going to work very well with them. So maybe you'll have to show them a bit of force to start.
Every bugbear's language is force. First language is force, yes. I must admit, though, I'm quite a small bugbear compared to these. But
You'll freak them out if you start casting spells from your new stone note.
yeah, the strongest step is the first one, and I'm quicker, and I think they have more up here. But the goblins, you have nothing to worry about. It's the hobgoblins and bugbears.
I don't think I've ever seen a hobgoblin.
No, orange face, scuffy hair, very heavily armored usually. No, they're more like lieutenants, I think.
Do you know what? Now I think of it, I have. On the ship I served, there was a hobgoblin. Really strong guy. Really, really strong. Wouldn't like to fight him.
Did he have armor too?
No, nobody really wore armor on the ship in case we got sent overboard during a storm, because it would really struggle to get out to the sea if we'd fallen over. But to be fair, we usually just got drunk, so you were more likely to fall off overboard drunk than on pirates or anything.
Yeah, you imagine. Wow. Sink straight to the bottom.
That's it.
But, no more intel really, other than they're bugbears, they're goblins. We should outwit them.
What do you think, Chris? Do you think the plan's a good one? Attacking from the north and going in?
I think so. I think it's like the least expected thing, right? They're definitely going to have guards facing the other direction. They probably have a little bit of a presence for the back, but it's the only way I think we'll get close to whoever we need to speak to in order to, deal with this problem.
Is that the meat? Mine's one of the boar legs, please.
So as you've been sat there talking and started drinking the ale, can you all give me a Constitution saving throw, please?
For God's sake.
Off one ale. If Trent gets drunk off one ale, he is not going to be pleased with himself.
Oh,
Constitution saving throw was, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is mine put a charisma save through?
That's alright, Chris, don't worry, it's fine.
it was a +2 anyway on the saving throw, so it's the same.
Yes, it's the same. So yeah, you all seem alright. I mean, Cathbad and Grizz, you start to feel some of the effects, which it seems to be confusing to you because you feel almost like strong and a little bit pumped, but a bit lethargic and dizzy at the same time, but only a little bit. While Lovac, you seem to only be feeling the positive effects of this, and you feel like you've been lifting boulders all day, and you're just like you're the strongest bugbear in town. You are the strongest bugbear in town. But yeah, Trent, you seem to be the opposite, where you've gone from you don't feel so strong to everything seems to be getting a little bit blurry. As you even start to slur your words.
I think I really need that boar's leg now.
As
I haven't eaten all day.
Balin comes over, and as you look at him, he brings the boar boar's leg, and as you look at him, his face seems to like grow and shrink, and his like big black eyes seem to like come at you, and then he hands you the plate. Drent, the boar for you, and it's like bored. You look at it and you just see it come alive, and it starts to scare the shit out of you.
I do my best effort not to let anybody know I'm drunk. Do you know what I mean? Like when you first get a little bit drunk, you're like, yep, okay, keep it together. Don't let anyone know.
And then he puts the rest of the food on the table. So the other boar's leg, the meat pie, and the vegetarian shepherd's pie.
Tuck in.
Boy, yeah, enjoy it. As,
Bon appetit, innit?
yeah, bon appetit. As he drops it and he heads back to the bar. Can I get you any more drinks?
Can I get a shadow root tea, please, Balin?
Of course, one shadow root tea coming over for you, Drent. Aye. There's a reason why they don't call it Drent the Dragon Slayer Ale. They call it Drent's Dragonfire. And yeah, he heads over to do your drink.
You reckon I could lift that bar? I think I could.
I think you probably could. I think you probably shouldn't, though, right? I think this is the best welcome we've had in the whole time we've been on the road. Usually we're treated with suspicion and contempt, Lovak, so, you know, maybe just enjoy the ball.
Very well. I'll behave.
Next time we go into a bar where they treat us like idiots, then we can try lifting the bar up that time.
Noted.
So as you're sitting down eating, can you all give me a perception check, please? Drent at disadvantage.
Oops.
Perception wasn't, sorry.
Yeah. 13, 18, 23.
Ooh.
We'll be taking that one then.
That's
Oh no, we'll be taking What's the chances? Oh,
Awesome.
lovely.
I didn't notice it. I'm still trying to hide everything from everyone.
Yeah, Trent, you are so focused on the boar that seems to be alive as you're eating it and not panicking that you kind of don't sort of perceive everything else going on around you. But yeah, Grizz, you seem to be a little bit focused on your food as well, and you do notice Trent seems to be struggling a little bit. You see he's gone very sharp-faced and very focused. But yeah, Lovak and Cathbad, you seem to be taking in the conversation, but kind of the conversations around you as well, and you do hear a few people discussing in the bar around you. And let's go with the highest first. So Cathbad, you you hear a sort of muscular dwarf behind you. He's got a bushy grey beard and he's kind of old looking. He's got a lot of wrinkles on his face. He's a little bit dirty, looks like been working in the mines, and he's wearing a stained leather apron. You can see a pickaxe just off to the side next to him, and you just overhear him talking about very hushed tones about a recent discovery of a vein of shadow steel ore, or the shadow ore that makes the shadow steel, deep in the mountains that could make him a fortune. But he's talking to just another dwarf that's next to him, but he's doing it very quietly. But you just managed to catch glimpses of this as they're quite close.
Does it mean what? Do I know what mountains you're talking about or not?
You don't really know, but he says nearby, so you're assuming he's been in the Iron Hills.
Okay. I genuinely don't know what to do with that information. I don't know if Cathbad would be that bothered by it. I'll keep hold of that. I'll keep that under my hat until we get there.
And Lovak, you hear another dwarf that's probably a table or two, talking a little bit more louder and a little bit drunk from the free ale that Trent has bought everybody. Looks like they're doing shots of dwarven whiskey as well. And you can see a little bit of a flame come out of his mouth every now and then. as he's talking. But yeah, he's quite loud and aggressive. He's quite a muscular dwarf, shaved head, braided beard, and he's wearing a suit of chainmail, and he's got a battle hammer next to him, leaning against the table, and he's just talking about the raid that's just happened and how he plans to get his revenge on the creatures that attacked the town and actually hurt some of his family members. Seems to be getting quite aggressive.
Sounds like the skinhead over there wants to attack the bugbears with us. Maybe we should ask him. Do you hear that?
A few extra bodies help us in the battle, do you think?
Well, we were going to have some people join from the south, right? You know, and kind of create a bit of a distraction. So if he wants to go join that party and let his frustrations out, he's not coming with us, though.
No, he's too loud.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright. So that's kind of what you're just getting from the... Said it's fairly quiet than perhaps it normally is. Maybe a lot of people are out still repairing parts of the town and recovering from the raid. But yeah, you tuck in nicely to your food as you sort of enjoy each other's company for a short while and drink Drent's Dragon's Fire. So at this point we are halfway through the session, so we will call break there and she'll come back in about 5-6 minutes time, so should we say 35 minutes past? And yeah, we'll rejoin the group as they find themselves in the Rusty Hook Inn, enjoying their meal and ale. So yeah, we'll be back in a couple of minutes.
Sounds good, thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Trent. Great, welcome back, everyone. There.
Great sound test there. Am I cutting that or am I keeping that in the edit?
No, that and we'll make a note of that one for the the highlight reels. Yeah.
It's
That's
just
our group name, no?
title, yeah. Oh yeah, the party name.
Yeah.
So yeah, welcome back, everyone. Yeah, we are just taking a mid-session break, and we'll rejoin the group as they find themselves in the what have I called it? The Rusty Hook Inn. As they're sitting around just chatting, you heard a little bit of what's going on around you as you're drinking Drent's Dragonfire, is the shorter name for this ale, which, funny enough, has made Drent feel a little bit dizzy and not so great, as the rest of the party seem to be okay, and especially Lovak, who seems like he's amped up, ready to, I don't know,
Lift a
throw a
boat.
bunch of boulders or lift a boat out of the dock. So yeah, back to the group then, as you've just finished eating your food.
That's the last decent meal we'll have for a while.
Okay,
I'm
right.
sure Broderson can do something now with those herbs you got him.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of half think they're gonna end up getting mixed up with some poisonous mushrooms or something, you know.
It's definitely possible.
And at the end of the day, there's only so much you can do with moss, right?
Yeah, we'll have to start sleeping near the lakes a bit more, you know, see if we can catch some more eels.
Yeah, you and Lovak made a great fishing team, right?
Heck yeah. Team fisherman.
Talking about eels, Cathbad, can you give me a perception check, please?
An eel walks in and sits beside you. Oh wow!
That's a 24. You're eating into your vegetarian shepherd's pie, and you feel some slightly gooey sort of substance in there, and it doesn't look like a vegetable.
It's not tofu.
Oh, jackfruit and stuff.
I quietly just eat around it because it's on the house, so I don't really want to make too much of a fuss. And plus, I haven't been a strict vegetarian throughout this campaign, so I'm not going to kick off too much. But I'm going to sort of slow down my eating and just be a bit like inspect each bite.
And this is as Balin not Balin, sorry, as Grimgar comes over and hands you Drent the shadow root tea, and he puts his hand on your shoulder. You're right there, Drent. I have some of this.
I'm fine. Just haven't had no food today,
I understand.
So, yeah.
Hi. And is everything all right there? Sorry, I didn't catch your name. As he looks at you, Gaspard.
Oh, it's fine. Yeah, thank you.
Excellent.
Just
It's a
taking
great
my time.
pie,
Yeah, real great. Real great.
And the rest of you, was the food nice? As starts to clear the plates away.
Grunt.
I'm actually quite full, so I'm not going to finish the rest of this, but it's only because I'm full. You can take mine away as well.
You know what he's.
Thank you.
Grab that off you. Yeah, and he clears up the plates and starts to walk off.
You guys have anything you want to do with the rest of the day? I know you should go pick up your weapons later, right?
I'm just, I've had an idea about the conversation I overheard, so I'll come to that when we leave this inn, but...
What conversation did you overhear?
Just these two dwarves behind me, but I'll fill you in when we leave.
Oh, interesting.
Are we planning on staying much longer, or are we heading out now? Wait, sorry, what time of day is it? I've completely lost the thread.
So you've probably been here a fair few hours now, so you're going into later afternoon. Let's say
Oh, that was on
4
lunch, wasn't it? Yeah.
4
Okay,
or 5-ish, yeah.
I mean, I probably need to see if my black powder is available at some point, right?
And you need to get your weapons back from... I keep going to say Grimgo now, but I know that's not right because Grimgo's the barkeep.
Gorn.
Yeah, that's it.
Gorn, yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
One steel beard, that's it.
Yeah. That's probably because you wanted to see him about some armor as well, didn't you, Trent?
Yeah, I just know he's still looking. Is he still looking at your?
Yeah, he's got my sword, hasn't he? He's got the blade of the Golden King. Yeah, good point. Yeah, let's go take care of some stuff, and then then hopefully be ready to bed down fairly early and get up early in the morning, and hit the boat, right?
Let's bring Gorn a keg of this nice beer. Trent's
Great
beer.
idea. Do you know what? I'll even get it since it's got my name on it. How much was a keg?
I mean, you dropped 10 gold pieces down. That was more than enough to cover your bar tab and everybody's bar tab, so you're alright. Here's one for the house. I don't know where you're going next, but I'm just grateful that you're here after the raids that we just had.
Hopefully we'll stop them.
Well, even more so. Take, please.
And I would like to give him my sketch of my artist rendering I did.
Can you give? Can you give me a sleight of hand for how good it is? Like how good, well you've drawn it.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
wait, have I got that right? My sleight of hand shouldn't be that high. Oh, it is. Wow, I'm proficient. Let's go.
Expecting a stick man.
Yeah.
This is fantastic. Drent, do you mind if I take this to the artists to change the pump signs?
Not at all. But if I'd known, I would have included everyone else in there as well. But it's,
Yeah, of
it's
course.
just a really dynamic picture of myself looking really mighty with a horn instead of a lute. Because I got a boar's horn now.
I mean, did the rest of the group slay the dragon too?
Well, of course. You never do nothing alone in these days in the wilderness.
Well, that's not how the story's told.
Believe me, we've heard the stories. We've all made our peace with it now, right?
Alright, well, you can give me the rest of your names and I'll put in a good word.
I'm Grizz.
Cathbad.
Novak.
I know you, Lubac. No worries, you'll get an honourable mention.
And we also had two other people with us as well, Broderson and Olga.
Aye, where are they?
Get them.
Ezra was there, wasn't he? At the Dragon Slaying.
Yeah, Broderson hadn't joined us or Olga at that stage, but Ezra was with us then.
Alright, I'll put in some good words. But
Tell you what, if you keep in touch, I'll send you a message one day of something really good we've done.
excellent. I look forward to this. There's always a space here for you. As he says, look everyone, an artistic picture of Drent. as everybody just goes, yeah, and he's paid for our drinks. Yes, the people cheered and the kingdom sang for Drent the hero who saved their land. The dragon's hoard now a treasure to share. Drent the champions beyond compare. Drent, a hero of might. His bravery shown in the dragon's flight. With a fierce battle cry, he faced his foe. Drent struck the final blow. Drent!
Brent starts singing some of that along with him as well this time.
It's getting a bit overplayed, this one now, isn't it?
Grizz is already out of the door.
As Drent comes out of the door, he's still singing some of it.
While the song is going on, could I go over to the dwarf that was sat behind me? And just while everyone else is being quite loud, just go and chat to him for a sec, please, all right?
Ooh.
So the guy that was talking about the ore deposit he'd found?
Yeah, sure.
I'm just going to take a punt on this because I don't know how much of this is going to feed into the story, but I'm going to touch the guy on the shoulder and just say, hi there, friend. What's your name?
Keth Stonefist.
Keth. I apologize. I couldn't help overhearing some of your conversation earlier, and I just wanted to. Don't worry. I'm not gonna say anything, but I just thought it might be a wise move for you that if you do get your mine up and running, that you maybe consider selling some of your ore or your weapons to the Adventurers Guild that I'm part of. That I think shadow steel is would be an important item for you to get into business with the guild for. So here, I'm going to give you some gold. You can consider this your startup investment and put this towards your mine. But just consider selling some of your products to the Adventurers Guild going forwards, if you'd be so kind as to honor my friend here. I'm friends with Drent over there, right? So and I'm going to give him 50 gold.
Oh,
Blimey.
Well, I mean,
can you give a persuasion check with advantage, please? Oh god. So glad the second roll was better. He looks at you a little bit gobsmacked and not quite as open-eyed as Drent was, but you can see that he's had an ale or two, which is probably why he wasn't feeling as quiet as maybe he should have. But he looks at you, he's like, "Hey, oh my god, thank you so much there. This is going to help us so much. We found a very, very rare vein."
That's fine. That's fine. Just you but yourself, you enjoy the profits, but just make sure you try and sell some of that to the Adventurers Guild, and hopefully down the line, if we go back to the headquarters, we'll have some nice new weapons waiting for us, right? And I sort of like give him a little wink and a nudge, and then I just leave it there and walk off and leave him to it.
I see.
I hope 50 gold persuades him, because I know what you're like with these golds. I was thinking like 5 gold, that won't be enough, will it? 10 gold.
You look at him and he seems like super elated and excited without being over the top.
Yeah.
It's like, I think his state of mind right now is like Drent. He's trying to keep it down low.
Yeah.
Where you can see he's like shaking with joy.
So as I'm leaving, I sort of go to Drent and just say, hopefully I've just planted a seed there that will pay off for us later. And then I just tell everyone quietly about the fact he'd found some shadow ore or shadow steel ore.
You say it was in the Iron Hills?
I think he said so. I didn't have a specific spot, but I heard him mention the Iron Hills, or he said nearby. So I'm pretty safe to assume, I think.
That's where the goblin camp is.
That's what I was thinking. He might not want to go there on his own.
Well, we'll be going there soon, right? So we can hopefully clear the path for it.
Yeah, that'll be.
But
maybe the goblins have got there first.
I mean, I guess that's good if we can get there. Then I didn't really think about that. But either way, if we're gonna go defeat those goblins, then he can move in, and hopefully it's we've got a bit of an in on that mine if it does take off.
Maybe they'll call it the Cathbad Mine.
Well, I was maybe fishing for a bit of glory myself after hearing all these songs. No, I'm joking.
There'll be glory enough for all of us, I'm sure.
Good to keep the smiths and the miners on side. I think I'm probably going to need some more weapons and powerful items as we progress.
That was a very, very considered and thoughtful thing you did there, Cathbad.
Thanks. See if it pays off for us, or if he gets greedy and just decides to hoard it for himself. But
now, if I can just go and get my hands on some explosives, that would be nice.
Let's go.
I want to go and speak to the guy who's going to make us, magical items and make some demands of him, and I want to pick up some black powder.
I love how Cathbad's just like really got us a nice in with someone who can maybe sell us this really rich vein, to go to Gorn, who's probably going to be able to make out magical items. And Grizz goes, "Yeah, I want to make some demands of the guys."
I felt like I needed to go a different approach with that, because we've quite often gone head first, making acting up and giving it the Billy big shot. But I thought maybe a bit of subtlety and see what happens approach might be worth taking this time.
It's refreshing.
I like it. Cathbad, you're a very subtle and considered individual, and I'm glad to have the benefit of that when I'm not like that, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, both approaches work in certain situations, but this guy was clearly talking under his voice and didn't want anyone to know, but might as well, seeing as he was sat near me and I heard him. Yeah, let's see.
Yeah.
In 2 months' time, there might be a nice set of shadow steel swords waiting for us at the next guild hall.
Nice. Okay. So what are your plans? As some of you have obviously exited, as in fact you've all exited. Drent being the last one out, as he's enjoying his fanfare. But yeah,
Drent doesn't come out the door.
so yeah, you leave the inn with Drent singing his own songs. And where are you deciding to head off to?
Get Grizz's blasting powder, pick our weapons, and
Sort
see
of
if any are made.
I'm sort of imagining Grizz power walking straight off and us just trying to keep up.
Yeah, perfect. That's what I was thinking too.
So Grizz, first destination?
To the general store to pick up blasting powder.
To the general store. Okay, so yeah, you walk back up the hill that goes back into the town because you've just come down to the docks. And yeah, you make your way back into town. Everything just seems to be fairly normal. It seems to be a little bit less of a mess than there was the day before. Well, yeah, yesterday when you arrived. And yeah, you make it to the goods store, the iron goods store, as yeah, the bell rings, ding ding, as Thera goes, "Oh, you're back."
Hello, Thera. Have you got some blasting powder for me?
Oh, well, Grizz, you'll be glad to know I went and spoke to the Miners Guild, and they were happy to provide some, but only a limited amount. But you only wanted, was it 2 vials?
2 vials would be fine. Yeah.
2 vials. And you were right. The economics, yeah, they were cheaper than I thought. They were 10 gold apiece.
Amazing. Okay, well, that's great for now. Keep the channels of communication open with the miners. I may want more when I return. But
They're not allowed
really...
to supply too much, though, is what they've said, because obviously it's regulated for the blasting of mines.
I'll be blasting a lot of things, so you
I
know.
had to tell them that you were setting up a new mine. I hope you don't mind me lying for you.
I don't mind that at all, Thera. I've come into some information about some shadow steel, so you know maybe there may be less of a lie in it than we thought. Okay, so I give Thera 25 gold to you know give her a little bit of an extra for doing the legwork for me.
Oh, you cheeky boy. Thank you.
Well, anytime, Thera, and like I say, when we come back into town, I may want some more blasting powder, so I want to keep you on side. You know, I'm trying to learn a few things from my traveling companion here, Cathbad, and you know, trying to take a bit more of a subtle approach every now and again.
Well, thank you. And yeah, if I can.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
I wish Trent was there because I really want to write Grizz's love interest is Thera for my own water. But Trent stood outside.
Yeah, I'm just about to walk in the door and Grizz is already coming out. Like, oh, okay, right.
Right, I got what I wanted.
Cool.
We're next.
Should we go and see Gorn?
Cool, so you head back. So you've come back on yourself a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
You've come back to the main square, the slightly more decorative, nicer part of town, and yeah, you see the sign for the Golden Axe, and the door is open.
After you, Drent.
Oh, maybe I'm lucky and he's done my armor for me. Or one of yours. I'd like to open the door and go in. Say, go on, my friend. How are we doing?
And he
We have a
sees
present
you.
for you.
He see because the door's open. He sees you walking towards, and he's like, "Oh my God, Drent! I got robbed. They stole the weapons."
I don't believe him no matter what.
Oh, do you know what? It's a weekend, you know. I'm a happy worker, but you know, sometimes I like to have a joke.
We bought you a present as a way of saying thanks.
Oh,
It was,
excellent.
It was Lovak's idea, actually.
Oh, well, thank
Sent
you.
him the keg of beer.
Tasty ale.
Oh.
To cool you down when you're working.
Well, thank you. I tend not to drink this stuff because there's nothing worse than being dizzy when you're crafting such intricate designs. I mean, I'm sure you wouldn't want me drinking this while I was crafting your items because the chance of me failing would be a lot higher.
Maybe once you finished working.
We'll do this as a celebration, because I've taken some time with your weapons, your ancient relics that you've given me, and they're magnificent.
Indeed.
In such a short space of time, I've learned so much.
Did the sword talk to you at all?
It glowed a little bit, but no, it didn't talk to me.
I'm sure Grizz told me it spoke to him.
Yeah, I've got a special connection with the sword, though.
Ah, okay.
You mean with the garlic?
Yeah.
Aye. Maybe he did talk to me. A little bit.
Yeah, he's probably telling you how great I am and how much he missed me, right?
Sure, I wouldn't want to come between, its wielder and its soul. But yeah, it definitely, it's definitely an interesting history contained within that. Told
there
me
anything-
about these relics and where they came from.
I'm going to have a word with DG about how loose his lips are getting.
But as promised, these weapons are yours, and I shall hand them back to you. I'm eternally grateful for you parting with them for such a short space of time. Their value is beyond comprehension.
Anytime going.
But I've learned so much more about the intricacies of empowering magic within my craft.
Does that mean you managed to get all our items crafted and ready?
Well, I spent the last few hours learning about yours, so no. When are you departing?
First thing in the morning.
Aye, well, there's too much for me to craft by tomorrow morning. But I may be able to get one or possibly two if I work through the night of your items done. Would you like me to prioritize any?
Damn you, Mike.
Fight.
I'm happy to wait for mine. I would like to speak to you about my requirements a little bit. So I'm happy to wait. I know Drent has been really excited about getting his.
Indeed I am. But
Lovac, what about you?
As long as I get my sword back, I don't mind. Sun Fury. As long as I get Sun Fury back.
Yeah. Okay. So, Pathbad, had you decided on what you wanted?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know how long it's going to take, but yeah, I was looking for some work to be done on this magic ring that I've got here. I pull my gauntlet off and...
Alright, you didn't show me this one last time.
No, I was oddly quiet last time. Sorry, I just come to my senses this time.
It's got a strange coolness to it.
That's right. I was wondering if you could boost that power that you can find in there.
What power is it already given you without me inspecting it?
It helps ward off the ice cold blasts and spells that.
So it's
we
already
sometimes come
imbued
across.
with a resistance to cold?
That's right. Any way it could be boosted to fully protect me from it?
Aye, perhaps with this golden jacinth I could elevate the power of it, perhaps to give you full immunity to cold.
That would be incredible if you could.
Aye, it's a very this looks like a ring of magnificent detail. Whoa, what is it called? Where did you get it?
Now you put me on the spot. This is a ring of warmth, and I was given it a while ago near the. Where's the map gone?
So it's
The mountain from the Druid village. Was it just before that? In Gandrum?
oh, I thought this was Ring of Rose Myrtle's Cold. It's the other one.
No, the Rose Myrtle's Cold is one I'm not using at the moment. This is just the Ring of Warmth, but it's got the like 2 creatures in the set of the ring.
What is that other ring on your finger?
This other one is. Wait, are you talking about the Ring of Warmth now?
The Ring of Rose Myrtle's Cold.
Okay, the Ring of Rose Myrtle's Gold. This one I'm mainly wearing for just because I like the feel of it, but this one boosts some of my animal powers, shall we say.
What if I combine these two
Interesting.
and added
Go
the
on.
added the jacinth crystal into it to perhaps give you that immunity that we discussed?
I mean, that would be incredible. I mean, I'm not getting the benefits of this power at the moment. I've got a few other tricks up my sleeve with my animal powers. But if we could combine these into one super ring of warmth, that would be incredible if you could do that.
All right. Aye, leave them with me. And
Thank
Rose
you.
Myrtle, you said. That's so another ring of the gods.
Yeah, I've been blessed with some interesting treasures on this journey.
Can I ask? I know you're leaving tomorrow, but can I ask that one day you return here and tell me your tales?
I'm sure we could arrange that. Yeah.
But you hear the
Perhaps one.
songs.
I viewed. I viewed right. Although I do get the feeling it isn't just you.
Oh, it certainly is not.
Aye, but there we are. Such is the way tales are told. But no, I would be very intrigued to hear such stories of your magnificence, perhaps to create a unique and special item for the group. Something you can all use.
Skyship.
Griffin.
A griffin.
A barista style coffee machine.
I don't think I can craft living creatures, but there we are. If you're looking to settle down, I'm sure I can create you a machine that makes some sort of, I don't know, filter for your tea or coffee. But I would be an honour to do such a thing, considering what you've just shown me. But back to the task at hand. Drent, your armour, I believe, is going to take some time to craft. So I can either focus on that all through the night, or I can perhaps make a few of the items, the smaller items for the group. That is up to you to decide, but I should start straight away.
I don't mind. If I don't have it, do you have some armor that I would be able to borrow until it's done?
Yeah, it won't be imbued with the magic. However, the Shadow Steel half plate. Aye, I have a pair of armor on the rack. It was due to go to the guild anyway.
Yeah, fantastic. Out of game. Are we going to roll off to see who gets it?
Sure, that's a really interesting way to do it. So, I believe you've all got items you would like crafted. So, if Drent wins, Drent's armor gets created. If any of you win, craft one item each.
Right-o.
Okay.
Bear in mind, some of you want more than one item.
What's one lose? I know.
So, all open roll me a D100, please.
76.
Oh no!
God, Ed.
Oh!
Nice. We need to do one for Novak as well. Well, because Novak's not here and he doesn't get it. That's better. Novak's not here. He disappeared.
And in fact, Lovak, because I know you wanted two, it's up to you whether or not both of those items now get crafted for you and one for someone else, or if you want everyone to roll off again.
Yeah, more rollies is good.
So everyone except for Drent, give me all D100 again, please.
Oh, come on, Cap, I'll beat that.
I mean, I only got a 7 last time, so.
I mean,
Here
it
we
can only go up
go.
though, can't it?
Here we
Okay.
go. I don't know.
Oh,
no!
Wow. Okay, that's one for the highlight reels, right? 98 to 97.
Yeah,
That's insane.
Oh, so close.
That is insane.
I'm waiting for Lovak's roll.
oh, I got to roll again. Sorry. Right. Here we go. Oh.
And I'll do one for Broderson as well. So yes, so Lovak, we've got you one item crafted. Yeah, so in fact it's the 3 highest rolls. So yeah, Lovak with your 76, and then the 2 secondary items being crafted is one for Grizz and one for Caspad. So the rest of it goes in a queue, which you can collect at a later date, or perhaps yeah, I'll find a way to deliver these to you, perhaps through Lotus. So then that would be Lovak. For you, I believe there were 2 swords you were into, or 2 weapons you were interested in. The upgrades to these Shadow Steels. Which would you prefer?
Short sword, please.
The short sword with a acidic wounding effect.
That sounds not delicious, but that sounds great.
I can imbue it with this bloodstone, but mix it with an acidic element, and that shall imbue the power of acid burn into the blade itself. Careful not to cut yourself with it, alright? I see you're more than capable, but I shall craft this now as my first item. And for you there, Grizz.
Yeah. I wanted some braces of defense.
Aye, well, you know the potency of this material absorbs magical effects and physical effects. So this is what Golden Jason was designed for, to give you greater defense. So yes, I can craft this for you. And for you, Cathbad?
You're going to merge my 2 rings into an even bigger ring.
Aye, the rings.
Maybe like one of those knuckle duster type rings.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
This is a Cath bad.
Yeah.
Can I ask you? Can I ask you one simple thing, Gorn?
Aye.
I would like the logo of my order on the braces, and I show him the owl tattoo. I would like that that to be included on the braces so I can represent my order. But I would also like, and I hand him a piece of paper with a really crude drawing of a giant snapping turtle. I'd also like this on there somewhere, and it looks like it's something that was drawn by some 5-year-old kid, right? I've got no artistic abilities. I'd like that engraved on there as well, please.
He takes it off you and he's like, sure, Grizz, no problem. Whatever my
Thank you.
clients demands.
Thank you very much, Gorn.
He looks at it and you can see his face for a moment. He's like
Snap, snap.
He acknowledges what it probably is and takes it away. Aye, won't be a problem.
Thank you.
Alright then. Well, what time are you departing in the morning?
As early as possible, right?
Dawn's it?
Yeah, maybe a little after dawn, right? Gotta have breakfast.
Alright, we'll pop in after breakfast and I shall hand the items to you. They'll be freshly smelted, they'll have that lovely smell.
Do you mind if I take my armor with me now? So
Aye. You crack on, Brent.
And I'll leave him the studded leather armor that I have. In case someone else wants it for the guild. Oh, one of you people. In fact, you should put it on display and say it's Drent's armor before you give him better orders.
Why?
Okay, we're on our way now.
Alright, I've got a lot of work to do then. It's going to be a tight schedule to get all of this done by dawn, so I'm going to lock the door behind you, and if you see smoke rising from my forge, that's me crafting all night.
Thank
But I
you,
guarantee
Gorn.
you some fine quality items tomorrow morning. Pleasure, as always. I shall see you tomorrow. As he walks you to the door. And, yeah, you step out and he... And you hear a magical sound.
I suppose the wait's going to be worth it for you, Drent.
Oh, I'm sure it will. But it'll be good to see everyone. Everyone gets that Golden Jason really has come in handy. We should keep an eye out for more fantastic gems like that in the other realms we go to. But,
It's a shame we lost that star ruby that Olga had. Maybe that could have boosted our upgrades.
yeah.
We'll just have to go back into that plane and find it again.
Definitely.
Maybe we can find somebody who can craft a star ruby finding spell.
Nice.
Just think we just go back to Daggis' lair and clear him out at some point.
5 items, isn't it?
Yes, so far.
Saving that one for later. My
Can't be-
face My face reaction then is going to be saved for the future when I come back to that one. Okay. So 5 items being crafted. Oh no, there's more. There's another 2. Okay.
Go back 2 seconds.
All right. So what's your plans?
Suppose we just need to rest up now, don't we? And get up at dawn, have breakfast, go and see Gorn, hit the boat. Does anybody know how to weigh an anchor?
No idea.
No, I
Giant's thing.
don't have much experience on the water.
Got to lean on Trent, I think.
Yeah. Captain Trent, the Dragon Slayer.
Is there anything else you'd like to do around town or anything like that?
Got your spices.
Yeah, got everything I need now. Got spices. Got my blasting powder.
Cathbad.
I don't think I need anything much really. No, I'm good. I'm good to get cracking.
Have to make sure we don't confuse the spices and the blasting powder, right?
Definitely. Unless you're feeling particularly pissed off at Brodus.
I could never see that happening.
Just a little bit, just to blow his eyebrows off.
We picked up healing potions too, right?
You
Yeah.
did. And there are more at the guild for you, because Lotus did say there was more.
Yeah.
Cool. Happy to hit the hay, I guess.
Yeah. Same.
Early night.
Yeah, we got an early morning, haven't we?
Alright.
We could be well rested,
Yeah, makes sense. So yeah, is there anything anybody wants to do? No? Or are you heading back to the guild, is it? Or are you heading to the inn? Sorry.
Well, we did talk about heading to the inn, didn't we? So maybe we do that, yeah.
Yeah. Let's do that.
Sure, so you're going to visit the guild tomorrow to pick up the other supplies, or are you going to do it before?
Should we pick up now and then we can just cut down on stuff to do in the morning as soon as we've got a bit of time then? Yeah, let's do that, I would say.
Sweet.
Okay, so you head back to the guild hall, and yeah, Lotus is already in there, and yeah, and he greets you back. It's like, how's your day been, gents?
We've had an interesting day. Cathbad's made an investment in somebody's future.
Alright, interesting.
We got Gorn making some stuff.
I'm investing in ore now. Not quite gold bullion, but
Alright, securing future supplies a week, Cathbad.
Yeah, something like that.
Scomron will be proud. Alright, so you managed to secure the vessel as well? Alright, Althea?
Yep.
Aye.
Sorted.
Did you meet Balin?
What? Yeah.
Alright. Very, very helpful fella. And did you
Yeah,
get what
like
you needed?
unexpectedly.
Did you get what you needed from Gore?
We're on the right track for that, right? Not he can't craft everything we need in one go, but he's given it a good try.
He's a master craftsman. Aye. If you've gone there asking for quite a few different things, yeah, I'm sure he'll do his best. Alright, so is there anything you need from the stores before morning?
Just some rations to take with us. That's okay for me.
And some potions, if you can spare them. If the town can spare the potions, we would happily take some.
I have got. I did check the supplies. How about I give you the 4 greater healing potions that are here, and I'll leave the remaining 4 minor potions in case of another raid, or if there's anybody who's fallen ill since the raid that needs a helping hand.
That sounds very reasonable to me.
So I'll get them from the stores then. And he comes back and he brings 4 greater healing potions.
Should we take one apiece for now?
I'm okay with that one.
I'll take one. Just
Give
in
it-
case.
Give it to Broderson then when he gets back.
Yeah. Potion of greater healing.
Hey, where is Broderson?
He's
Pretty sure he's got shopping.
he moves with the wind sometimes, right?
Alright. Yeah, and he brings back some rations for you, Drent. Is there anything else you need?
Nope, I'm good. Oh, maybe an extra pillow. I really like. You have really nice pillows here.
Aye, Grizz, sorry, there might not be one in your room last night when I went in.
No,
this
there
morning.
wasn't.
Right. I'm sorry. Would you like one to take on your trip?
We're staying at the inn tonight.
Ah, right. Yeah, the hammer
Rusty
and pick.
Hook. No, the Rusty Hook.
The rusty hook. All right. Each to their own, I guess.
Huh.
I mean, my words imply judgment. That is not what I meant. But yes, I mean, you have a fine home here in the guild, but I'm surprised you're willing to pay for the comfort of an inn. You must
It's near
have you must have earned a lot on your journeys in the last couple of weeks.
Now I'm starting to question everything. Do we still go to the inn? Is this us being, like passively aggressively guilt tripped into staying in the guild, or what? What do we do?
On a scale of 1 pillow to 5, how many pillows would you give the inn?
Well, it'd be more pillows than I had you last time I slept.
Well, I mean, we've got plenty of pillows in the storeroom. It's just we just don't put them on the beds, otherwise they get dusty.
Didn't you get yours, Chris?
I'm gonna have. If we stay here, I'm having 3 pillows.
And that I can do for you, Grizz, not a problem. If 3 pillows is what you want, 3 pillows is what you'll get. I mean, you can go there to the inn, but why would you when you have a home here at the guild?
Because if you stay here, guys, you get to drink with. I'm so tired of this. What's his name?
Lotus.
Lotus all night. And you can tell how he got all that blood on his apron.
Have you cleaned the blood off your apron yet?
No. But I've cleaned it off my armor.
You haven't got any blasting powder by any chance?
Are you starting up a mining operation?
Well, you know, Cathbad's invested in some mining operations, so we might need to take some samples at some point.
No, I don't, because we don't do mining.
What do we all think? Do we go and stay in the inn, or do we stay here and?
I feel like they feel bad that we're not staying here. So
Yeah, I know. I
very
feel like
nice.
I've been really, you know.
I mean, the inn gave us some free food and drink and stuff, right? So it's not like we were going out of our way.
I give you free food and drink too.
Oh yeah, but you know, they just wanted to hang out with some fabled heroes, for want of a better term.
I don't get a lot of people staying here.
Oh, here we go.
Oh,
The rest of the adventurers are out at the minute. It's just me and these 2 goblins that we still got. And I noticed you chopped one of their arms off, by the way.
Maybe the other
did
goblin did
what?
it.
that is a good point. It could have been the other goblin.
Well, they
I remember
locked the
cutting
opposite
anyone's
side
arm
of the
off.
room, so I don't know how they would have got to the other side.
A really long sword.
Look, I'm not stupid. I understand you may have done stuff that perhaps goes against the norm. You got some answers, that's great. But let's keep that between us, alright?
I mean, we didn't bring it up.
Yeah, we're not going to say anything. Are we going to stay here for the night then?
I mean, if we stay here, I mean,
I mean, we're here now, right? That's the other
Yeah.
thing.
What if Lotus comes with us to the inn?
What if the goblins get loose and they get hold of all the blasting powder?
What?
Bring them too.
Why is everyone always holding out on blasting powder with me?
You do know there's laws against blasting powder being used anywhere.
It served us really well in another plane.
Are they
Yeah.
the same laws that mean you can't, like, you know, you can't cut somebody's arm off? Because if so, it's kind of optional for us, right?
No, it's really not. Maybe on another plane, but not this plane.
Okay, I vote we stay here. I'm easy either way, but we are here now, right?
I'm happy to stay here. I'm not really fussed about what bed we're in.
Alright, did you hear
It-
anything interesting today? Shall I get you some ale?
Yeah. There better be a chocolate under my pillow tonight.
Oh, I could go one of 2 ways.
Oh dear. As he comes back and brings you some ale as he's trying not to just laugh. Chocolate? Sure.
Right, back now.
So yeah, he just hands you all a standard dwarven ale.
Just before we head off, you know, have a couple of drinks after bed, just go over the plan a little bit again so that everyone knows that we're, you know, going from the north, coming down, expecting some sort of distraction for us so we can... Are we going to try and sneak in?
Yeah, to an extent, right? I mean, we're not the best at sneaking, right?
Cat, but you have access to a really good magical spell that makes our
Yeah,
It's quite silent, right?
we can pass without trace, and it'll cover us all in the shadow. So
I think that'd be a great idea.
always happy to use that.
Sounds good.
Just I thought I'd just spend some time just going over the things because we've got.
But yeah, like if we can talk to them, I think I don't know. Maybe we need to ask Lovak, but I'm just wondering if he wants some kind of specific outcome from this, because this is personal for him, right?
Yeah.
I'm just there to go with the flow like I always do, so.
Maybe we should have a trigger word as well. Like if he says the word, trying to think what the name of that ale was. Shadow tea. It means that we go kill everyone.
That might not be a bad idea.
Or expect Lovak to go kill everyone. Has to take the credit, unfortunately.
But yeah, I think whatever Lovak thinks is best, we try and support and go along with as much as possible. And yeah, Lovak, we're here to support you. We know this is personal for you. If there's a particular outcome you want to see, or a particular point you want to get across, then just let us know and we'll do everything we can to support you.
Yep.
That's great to hear. I'll have a good think about it.
And maybe have a trigger word if you want us to attack. If we get around to having a conversation.
Yes. Any ideas?
No, anything you think that would be suitable is fine.
Okay.
But you do need to tell us before we go, just so that you know.
You'll know when you hear it.
Okay.
I really hope we do, because otherwise that could be a real diplomatic situation.
Is it chocolate under my pillow?
All right. So, are you heading off to bed at this point?
Yeah.
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 Great. So, Grizz, you take 3 pillows with you. And yeah, the rest of you just head back to the rooms that you were in the night before. If you want to take more pillows, you're more than welcome. Yeah, so you've been stocked up on supplies. We're inside the guild hall. It's quite a dark place. There's not many windows, especially in the rooms that are down this sort of corridor, which is on the interior of the building. You're all completely fine. And is there anything anybody wants to do before they go to bed? No?
Fill up my bow stone.
Be right back.
Oh, yes. So did you want to put any spells in the bowstone?
If you haven't picked any, I've already marked up the spell slots for.
Yeah, I thought we'd done that before.
Yeah.
But I've sent you the detail if you want it as well. Yeah.
Awesome.
If you've looked at our characters and you want to pick different ones, you're welcome to. I think you had Bane, Disguise Self, and Gift of Alacrity.
Yeah, I think that's not a bad selection.
Nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, you
Cool.
consume your slots, which you'll probably get back overnight. That's absolutely fine. So yeah, anything else from you, Lovak?
No, Try not to snore too loudly.
Okay. So you all managed to take a long rest except Trent. So Trent, as you bed down and
It's a tea, isn't it? It's got to have been the tea.
as the darkness creeps in around you, you put your head down and you feel a little bit restless as you open your eyes, and as you open them you see a figure staring at you from the other side of the room. It's just a shadow-like figure staring at you.
Humanoid?
Seems to have the shape of a humanoid. Could be a bugbear, could be... It's a large creature, about 6 foot plus.
Guess I start with hello. Lotas, is that you? Slightly not. Half asleep.
And as you're talking, you just hear the sounds around you. As this, even the tiniest of sounds seem amplified. As a little bit of a gust comes through the bottom of the door. As this shape starts to move, and you feel like it's coming towards you.
Whoa, hold on. What's going on here as I come around a bit? Don't know what to make of it. I reach over, is my rapier there?
Your weapons are next, wherever you put them.
I pick it up and hold it. Hold or I'll strike.
As this shape just seems to be hovering in the room.
Okay, so it's not attacking then.
But it is moving towards you very slowly.
Slow enough that I can slowly walk away from it.
Well, you're in bed that's in
Yeah,
the corner
that's
of
what
a
I'm saying.
room, so you're...
Okay, so I am penned in a bit.
Yeah, the door is to your right, and it's coming from the furthest corner.
Not responding to anything I say. I'm gonna let it come towards me a little bit. Try and see what happens if it gets
As
within like 10
now
feet of
it's like... Oh, it's within 5 feet of you now.
me. Okay.
As this shape starts to become larger, and as it's getting closer, it seems to be growing. As it seems to be expanding outwards as well, as if it's gonna consume you.
I cast Dispel Magic.
How'd you do it?
I can't. I didn't pick up my my focus, so I can't. So I'm gonna swing at it with a sword. I didn't pick it up. I said I picked up the
So as you swing your rapier, you just see the whoosh, as the shadow seems to like its body like sweep and a cloud like move to the side. As you swoop back, the cloud moves the other way, but it still hovers over you. It now looms over you.
All I can do is run. I don't know if it gets me.
Yeah, so you're gonna run out the door?
Run to try and get my focus, and if I can, then cast Dispel Magic. But
Where's your focus?
it would be in my pack on the floor next to me. where my sword was, but obviously I'd got out of bed and it's literally just down by the side of me. But it could be the being could literally be on top of it. Do you know what I mean? And I'd be like struggling with it a little bit then.
Okay, so as you focus on your focus and you grab it, the darkness just seems to be completely around you now. But you managed to grab your focus.
Okay, that's dispel magic then straight away.
So you cast Dispel Magic.
Yeah.
As you cast Dispel Magic, for a moment, you feel safe. But then within a second, you just see this looming darkness still hover over you. As now it seems to be piercing like your thoughts and your mind.
It doesn't attack me, so it's starting to feel like it's not that bad. It doesn't attack me, it's add an opportunity to. Do I have a comprehend language? Has it tried speaking at all?
Just you've your Drent.
Screw it. I'm gonna touch it. I'm not running, no way am I running. I'm not running. Unless obviously it hurts me and then I go.
So you slap it,
No, literally just hold my hand out to touch it.
and as you touch it, it just seems to hover there.
So when I touch it, nothing? No pain, no... Nothing? Okay. This is not me going too bad. I think I've got time now then. So I am... Just take... Okay. Not sure if I do it, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try and cast Send in to Lovac and say, get in my room quick. Don't attack. Not sure if I have this entire 6 seconds to do it or not.
I'm not writing your response, so.
Dad, is that you?
No.
I guess I know that voice.
Yep.
And I get up, grab my swords, and head over.
It's fairly dark. You can see in the dark, I guess.
Dark vision, yeah.
Are you taking anything with you though, or are you just going as you are?
Don't wear much. So
No, I mean light. I don't mean what you're wearing.
am I taking a light source? I mean,
Yeah. Oh no.
no.
So you're using your dark vision. Okay, so you head into Drent's room.
Mm-hmm.
So you reach his door, and you can hear like mumblings of Drent saying stuff.
Trent, what's up?
Open the door and come in slowly. There's a strange apparition in you. It hasn't attacked yet.
Do as he says. Open it slowly.
So you open it slowly, and Drent, for you, the creature just is still. As it starts to head down towards your face. Lovac, you open the door, and Drent, how are you reacting as it comes closer to your face?
I'm trying to understand. So visually, is it like it's coming to eat me? Has it got teeth? Has it got any sort of facial features?
It's just a shadow.
Just a shadow, and it's coming down to like dive on me.
Yeah.
I'll try to get out of the way, I guess.
Okay, and you, Lovac, as you open the door, you see Drent squirming around as if like trying to avoid something, but as you're looking, you don't see anything. You don't see anything in the room right now. Just Drent like a worm or something, just like scrambling around.
What is it, Trent? Is it a hornet?
No, can't you see it?
No, I can't hear it either. Swat it or something.
Okay, try to swat it.
And
Yeah, use Sun Fury. I'll pull out Sun Fury.
What was in that drink?
so Sun Fury starts to glisten as you pull it out, and a light shines through the room, and yeah, Trent, you look around and you're like, there's nothing there.
How much did you drink, Trent?
I had one beer.
Shouldn't get high on your own supply.
What was the name of that tea again? Shadowroot tea. Well, if it's the tea, that barman's having a slap. Well, I'm sure it was just my imagination.
Yeah, get
Freaking
some
tea.
rest.
I'm drinking water in pubs from now on.
Yeah,
Back to bed.
get some rest, fella.
Yeah. That's a lot of fur you've got here, though, Lovac. Put it away.
Nice.
I tried to get back to sleep.
Yeah, head out.
Okay. And as Lovac closes the door and the light dims, Drent, you start to hear sounds again.
Shadowroot tea. Would Drent know enough to cast the light spell just to check to see if that's what's causing it?
Try it.
I cast light on my bedpost.
As the light lights up the bedpost, stops as soon as the light kicks in.
This is frustrating. Right, and I say, right, I'm not dealing with this, and I cast light on my pants, because Drent wears pants to bed now. And he goes and finds Lotas and says, have you got anything for this? Assuming that somebody else must have drank that tea in that bar once.
Have I got anything for the hot pants you're wearing?
No, for the shadowy apparitions I have whenever the light's not around.
Oh, did you drink some Shadowroot tea?
Fuck you, Mike. I've not been caught on any of those, and you got me on this one. Yes, I did. Lotus.
Aye, just light a candle and all will be good.
Okay. I actually have a candle, so I'll be
Alright,
good.
one of those ones that lasts 8 hours. You'll be fine.
Do you have
Aye.
one of those?
Pretty scary stuff, eh? Aye, if you haven't got one, I'll get one from the storeroom as he heads out and gets you one.
I have a candle, but I don't know if it lasts 8 hours. So.
Yeah, so he gives you a long burning candle.
Okay.
Alright, sort you out, Trent. No worries. The nightmares won't get you. As he chuckles.
Done me. I'll get back to sleep, knowing now that I am safe again. I will obviously stop concentrating on the light source on my pants.
Fun image.
Alright. So, hot pants now diminished. You managed to have your long rest. A bit of a shorter long rest than you would have expected, Drent. The ordeal probably lasted about an hour or two.
Wow.
So you managed to get your other 6 hours in of your long rest. So yeah, you wake up the next morning all refreshed. Trent, you're probably slightly groggy, but
It's funny, when I did my long rest, it says I leveled up after that ordeal, you know?
it was
Survived the
definitely
nightmare.
experience, but not a positive experience.
And I get up and I tell everyone, do not drink the shadow root tea. It sucks.
Maybe we should have not gone to that inn after all.
There seems to be a drink in every town we go to.
Yeah,
Trent,
how's that work?
Roll a d20. Straight up d20.
Yeah. 10 down the middle.
You actually found the shadow root tea pretty tasty. That is appeal.
Maybe we should pick some up to take with us, and like we can offer somebody some tea, you know.
Could you imagine if we managed to get all the goblins and bugbears to drink it? Maybe
Yeah.
their water supply.
Yeah.
I say over breakfast.
That's the bit we never pick up on, right? It's like, what are the opportunities of having something that does this thing?
Yeah. Also, just so you all know, Lovak, he said he's small for a bugbear. He's packing a lot of food.
I'm not going to ask any more about how you found that out, Trent. I didn't get a chocolate under my pillow, that's the thing.
Oh, please tell me he did.
Fat poo.
Nothing from Lotus. I just give you 3 pillows. Thought you were joking about the chocolate. I mean, don't even know what chocolate is, but I mean, take your word for it.
You have tea that makes people see things, but you don't know what chocolate is.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't
Okay.
invent the tea. It's a root.
Okay. Okay. We're okay, Lotus. That just you and me, we're okay. That's fine.
Yeah, fine. So, you're gonna have to be heading down to the docks fairly soon. You don't want to keep Althea waiting, I can tell you that.
Thanks for the hospitality.
You're welcome. If there's anything I can do while you're away, just let me know. Some of your gear, is there anywhere you want me to get it shipped to? If Gorn makes it while you're away.
Maybe I'll send you a message up here
Yeah.
when we know where we're gonna be.
Or a
Alright, yeah.
pigeon.
Or a pigeon.
Aye, sending's far more efficient.
Mhm.
But yes, in the absence of resources, a pigeon will do fine. Anything else you need me to do while you're away?
Yeah, some chocolate in.
I'm gonna send more word about what's happened in Kendif, so perhaps I can respond to you in a day or two's time. Drent.
Yeah.
With anything I learn.
That'll be great.
I haven't heard from Scomron in some time, so...
If Scomron's having trouble with the monastery, I'd be happy to assist. So if there's any challenges there, please reach out and I'll do what I can.
Alright.
Can I insight check Lotas a little here some way, because something's just struck me as a little odd, and I'm just wondering that when he says he hasn't heard anything from Scormon or anything, do I believe him? Now, since Scormon has said don't trust anyone, and the way he just seems to have said that, it's given me the ick.
Sure, inside check.
I'm in.
No, you look up Lotus and
He's fine.
he didn't seem to be a timely question to ask, but just a bit of concern that he hasn't heard. You just hear is a bit of concern that he hasn't heard from the wider guild in a little while, other than the messenger that arrived the other day.
Yeah, maybe it's.
He hasn't specifically heard from the higher ups.
Yeah. Dren just thinks to himself that maybe it's just the rough night's sleep. It's caught him off guard. Goes on his way. Let's go get your magic weapons. I hate you guys. Get down to the docks.
Great. So yeah, you heading to Gorns?
Yeah, go to Gorns.
Okay. Yeah, so make your way back through the village. Fairly quiet this time of morning. And yeah, Gorn, you can see the plumes of smoke still billowing from the forges, and the door is locked. We're talking 6-7 o'clock in the morning now.
Give it a tap, but just so we know, did I don't know if I keep forgetting names. I get really bad at this. Did Gab's character wake up with us this morning?
Broderson.
Broderson, yeah, sorry, mind slipping. Was Broderson at the guild hall this morning when he woke up, and is he with us now?
No.
Okay. We'll have to at least have a look for Broderson before we get on the ship, right?
Mate, if you didn't tell us where he was going,
He may even be on the ship. Maybe he's scouting it out for us, stealing them cooking recipes.
thing with Broderson is he always seems to find his way back to us, right? I don't think we should waste too much time on it.
Maybe you should get a boomerang. Well, go on.
Good idea.
Maybe he should learn how to do that
Broderang.
sending thing.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he should learn how to do that sending thing so he can tell us where he is.
Yeah, maybe I'll do it with him in a bit. It taxes so much of my power.
You could send a pigeon, Cuthbert.
Yeah, that's fine.
Back and post. Poster hurts the most.
Okay, so you tap on the door, and you can just hear as if forges are being flamed right now, and as it stops, and yeah, somebody hurriedly runs to the door. Hey! It's you lot! Come on in! I'm just finishing off the last of the items. As he huddles, he scuttles back to the forge, and he's there. Chink, 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 just slamming this hammer down on this last bit of sword that he was fashioning. But he's in the final stages of it. And as you all get into the room, you just hear that as it goes into the pool of water that he has next to him, and he pulls it out, and as it comes out, it almost has, this sword has a dull effect on it. But as it slowly starts to evaporate, the dull effect starts to gleam without him even needing to polish it, as you just see these glistens of like a green golden powder and runes, markings in there, and you can see his signature that you've now been familiar with on a few of the weapons at the bottom of the blade as he pulls it out. And he looks over to Lovak. That's the final piece.
Wow, looks amazing.
How about that for timing? As he, I'll give you this in a moment. Let it cool a little, as he puts it on a sort of rack. It's a cooling rack. But in the meantime, he hands items to Cathbad and Grizz. The ring fusion was a success, Cathbad.
Wow.
I've managed to infuse both rings. I haven't created the item. To now infuse the power of both, but with an immunity to cold.
That's amazing.
And as you look at it, you already had a nice ring, but this one is just glowing a gold again, but with glistening jacinth running through it. And he says, if you put this in the cold, it'll glow. And almost like a vein running through it, the ring around it in the cold just continues this warmth, as if the cold fuels the magic. The cold fuels the magic within it. Says this will keep you forever warm. As he hands it back to you.
Thank you, Gon.
And Chris, he hands you your new braces, which are intricately weaved, but from a design that he picked up from the relics that you brought to him. They seem to have an ancient dwarven style to them. If you remember when we were in those the dungeons back in Digdarum, it's kind of an Egyptian style type theme, yeah. So they're almost wrapped around like serpents, but they're serpents of dwarven runes. And at the end of this dwarven rune, there's a circle, and that circle holds the owl of your clan. But as it wraps around back down your arm, there's another circlet underneath your wrist, and that circlet holds the carving of a much more decorative turtle than you had drawn.
Oh, yeah.
I think he knew what you were looking for. And he said,
Yeah.
I hope you don't mind, Grizz, but my depiction of a turtle,
Yeah, turtle.
yes, I hope this satisfies your requirements.
Thank you. That totally does. I really appreciate that. And I just wanted to capture that because it's what brought me to this item.
Great. And these runes seem to glow with golden jacinth. So your arm on occasion seemed to glow. He triggers it by flicking it. He says you see the defensive power as a sort of energy trickles through it.
Amazing.
For the rest of you, it should be done in a few days' time. I know you have a journey ahead of you, but perhaps if you need to come back, otherwise I can find a means to deliver them to you.
I feel like I'm ready for the next journey.
Yep.
Fine, craftsman, gone. Thank you.
Now I can wear this ring under my fancy gauntlets and no one will ever see it.
Aye, well, if you're heading up to the mountains, you may need that warmth.
Put it on your toe, perhaps, Cathbad.
Can I wear it around my neck like in Lord of the Rings?
Alright. Well, I shan't keep you. I need to take a rest. I've been working on these throughout the night. And throughout all of yesterday, I've not been to bed in at least 18 hours. So I must take some rest now before I continue the rest of the craftsmanship. But it's been a pleasure, and I wish you safe travels.
Thank you, Gorn.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And he bids you farewell. As I'm guessing you head down towards the docks.
Mm-hmm.
And given the time as you start to make your way down towards the docks, we will call the end of the session there. And not quite, Mark, we weren't on the boat, let alone still on the boat by the end of the session.
Good point. Yeah.
So we'll call the end of the session there. Yeah, sorry, we did run over again, as usual, seems to be the norm. But yeah, it's always nice to finish at the right point. So yeah, you've got your new items now. I think most of you should be fairly happy with those.
Yeah,
That
very
you've
happy.
got.
Yeah.
And yeah, you've got your ship sourced ready for your next part of your journey. You've learned a little bit of insight from the guild and the various beverages that exist in
To
Ironwood.
avoid.
I can't believe you dummy. I have managed to dodge all the ones where they give you like a big fuzzy apple or whatever it was. I was like, nah, I'll stick to the pale, boring beer and then dummy with a cup of tea.
Excellent. So yeah, we'll pick up again in 2 weeks' time then, which will be the 9th of May, which is actually a day after a bank holiday here in the UK, which is great, which means I have plenty of time on Monday to make sure that we have a good session on Tuesday.
Nice.
So yeah, thank you everybody for attending tonight's session, and thank you everybody at home who are watching us live right now, or if you're watching us back, thank you very much. Please, if you have liked what you watched tonight, or as you've watched this back, all of our videos are available on our Twitch and YouTube channels. Please do check them out, and if you like what you see, please do hit that subscribe button. We are the Conduits of Chaos. Hope you have a lovely night, and we'll see you again on the 9th of May. Good night.
Good night.
See ya.